Hey, and welcome back to the Lotus Riché Ignite Show. I am super happy to have you here today. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you, your friends, and your frenemies. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party. Go ahead and tell somebody that Lotus Riché Ignite is hot on the box. I'm going to encourage you, grab your notebook and grab your pen, because I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers.
All right, it's dynamite. It's time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life as the Lotus Riché Ignite Show soars to new heights. Tonight, our phenomenal guest is none other than
out. They were on the show before and we love them, but guess what? I've got two amazing guests for you today, and you don't want to miss a thing. Hello, I'm Dr. Lotus Riché, and welcome to the Lotus Riché Ignite Show. It's time for you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And today we're going to be talking about the empowered me. What does empowerment mean to you? Who's empowering you? And do you feel empowered on the inside so that it can show up on the outside? Well, we're going to have some great dialogue today by two phenomenal women that are coming here today to grace this platform to share with you what empowered them, what inspired them, and what encouraged them throughout their life, and also to their new project. And I'm not going to give that away. I'll let you figure that out as the broadcast goes. So when you come in, please like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share this amazing broadcast, because you want to really expand your reach and connect with people of like mind. So what I will ask you to do is take a moment, take your phone, okay? And from your phone, if you're not on my page with your phone and you're on my page using your computer, take your phone, go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram, you can go to YouTube, go to any one of those pages. I'm going to turn this down and do what I'm doing. Go ahead and share this broadcast with your friends and tag somebody, tell them to come in. And while you're at it, hit those hearts and that love and those thumbs up, and go ahead and give us some love, because we definitely need some love as we come before you today to share what empowerment is and how we've all been empowered, because we want to share that light and love of empowerment with you. And so with no further ado, I'm going to share with you a quick commercial before I go backstage and grab my guests and get them in here so we can talk to you about the empowered me. We'll be right back.
I had the opportunity to work with Lotus Riché and her team to create a promo video for my business. And let me tell you, she and her team are pretty darn outstanding. I had recorded a video that we were going to use in the promo. And during our meeting, they actually walked me through what worked in the video, and they provided suggestions for improving the video so that I can actually capture the audience and the clients that I want, and the people that need my services. They actually told me what I could add to the video and how to set the entire thing up so that when people watch that promo, they will come away knowing who I am, what I do, and why they should contact me. So if you have the chance to work with Lotus Riché and her team, you are not going to be disappointed.
Tag somebody! You've got 30 seconds to tag somebody. If you haven't tagged nobody, what are you waiting for? Welcome to the broadcast. It's your time to blow somebody's mind. Go ahead and help them this amazing broadcast because we're going to be talking about the empowered me. I've got some fantastic, fabulous guests on the show today, and they're going to share their light, their love with you. And when you come in, let us know where you're coming in from. All right, fantastic. As you come in, come on in, and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room around my table for you. And for those of you that's just joining me for the first time, I am Dr. Lotus Riché. I'm your host for the Ignite Show, the Lotus Riché Ignite Show, igniting people all around the world, because we are bringing inspiration to every nation. Why? Because we can. And so let's get this party started. I see folks already streaming in. Thank you for coming in. Let us know where you're coming in from, and make sure you're touching someone else. Tag a friend and tell them to come on in. So let's get this party started. I want to introduce you to one of my first guests. She is an amazing speaker. She's a CEO. She's an author. She's a trainer, all the way from Florida. Please welcome my guest, your guest, my friend, your friend, when it's always time to win, none other than the fabulous one herself, fabulous Camille Robb.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
I am so blessed to be a blessing. And how are you?
I am so ignited right now, and I am so blessed that you're here on the show today, and I can't wait for you to ooze some of your fabulousness all on our viewers, and of course me and our other guests for today. So it's great to have you here. So many of you know our next guest from a place that is near and dear to all of our hearts, where we share stories with our matriarchs, where we share stories with our future generations, where we sit and sip a little tea on the front porch. So you might know my guest from the front porch worldwide. You might know her. You might have seen her in the pulpit, or you might have seen her on multiple talk shows. I'd like you to welcome my next guest. She is also a CEO. She's a speaker. She's an author. She's a trainer. And she's from Chicago, Illinois. Chi-Town, if you're sexy. Please welcome none other than Pastor Dorothy May Ross. Woo woo! Hello. How are you? Unmute your mic.
I am glad to be here. I just can't wait to get started.
Fantastic. I'm so happy that you are here. You're looking fabulous. Both of you are looking fabulous, and just wow, just amazing. So for those of you, someone said they can't see the show on Facebook. I saw the show on Facebook. But if you are not seeing the show on Facebook, go right to LinkedIn. You can go to Instagram. You can go to YouTube, and go ahead and share it over to Facebook for us, okay? But I was seeing it on Facebook. So with no further ado, we're going to get right into this thing. So ladies, I had the amazing privilege to introduce you a little bit to our viewers, and we're going to get into more of who you are and what you do. And so today our show is called The Empowered Me. And both of you are just phenomenal at what you do and how you do it. So I'm going to go right over to you, Miss Fabulous Camille. And I'd like you to share a bit more about yourself with our viewers.
Thank you, Dr. Lotus. It's such a pleasure being here with you. And I always watch the excitement that you bring with your show. Thank you. So I am the fabulous Camille Robb. And of course, I'm known as the global mom because I provide education, clothing, and food for kids around the world. Now, what I'm up to, I'm just providing services for family in country, Peru, Nigeria, just to make sure that every child get the education that they need and the love that they need. And that's what I do. Now, when it comes to the Empowered Me book, it wasn't something hard because it's my purpose. It's to share my purpose with the world so people could know what we're doing. And we all have a purpose. A lot of us just are afraid to attack that. Me, I'm wide open, but I'm loving every bit of what I do, making difference in people's life.
I love it. I love it. She came in the house on fire. Go ahead and put a C in the comment block. Put a C in a fabulous F if you're fabulous, baby. Woo! So, Pastor Dorothy Mae Ross, tell folks a little bit more about you before we get into the Empower Me, why we're here, what we're talking about, why it inspired us. Pastor Dorothy, take it away.
Thank you so much. Well, as everyone know, I'm a pastor, but I'm also a midlife and beyond empowerment coach. And one of the things that I love about being a coach is I get to talk to women around the world about what's going on in their lives once they decide they want to retire or they become empty nesters, and they're trying to figure out what to do next. What does the next chapter in their lives look like? So I help them to find that, to ignite it and bring it to life. And I love doing that. As a pastor, I'm always uplifting people and getting people to lean into their faith, okay? Because one thing I know that regardless of how much fear we have in our life, if we can exchange that for faith, there's nothing that we can't have and there's nothing we cannot do.
Woo! Woo! I told you. Go ahead and put a P in the comment, and or you can put a D if you're darn tooting for Pastor Dorothy Mae Ross. They're bringing the fire. And I see you, Renetta. Hello. I see you, Murray Tulakima. I see you. I see you, the amazing and wonderful Shirley Murphy, all the way out of Nigeria, Africa. We see you, and we're happy to have you see us. Thank you. So, ladies, wow. See, this is why we call it the Ignite Show, because we are igniting people all around the world. So let's really get into it. So we know that you have, both of you, all of us actually have a new wonderful book coming out. Yes. Called
Absolutely.
The Empowered Me. And it's without question that both of you are amazingly empowered. So I wanted to ask what inspired you to get involved with this amazing book that's spearheaded by none other than Shirley Murphy from Nigeria, Africa. What made you say, I want to be a part of this book? And let's start with you, Pastor Ross.
Well, I over the years since COVID hit, I was telling my story, my journey as
Yes.
to how I got to where I was. Okay. So a lot of us, we're sitting in debt and we want to be debt free. We want to be financial free. I was at a point where, as I told my story, how I came from being in debt, how I took that and then I became financially free. The coaches that I work with for years, I've got actually three of them I told my story to, and they was like, you need to put that in a book. You need to inspire someone else. I just never did. Just never took the time. So when Shirley asked if I wanted to be a part of the book, I was talking to one of my coaches and she said, look, this is your time to write your first chapter. And I said, yeah, it surely is. Maybe this will get me started. So that's what got me started getting into being a part of the book.
That's awesome. Fantastic. The fabulous one. Can we hear from you?
So, pretty much, if you think about it, we all have a story to tell. And if you know anything about Madame Shirley, if she says something, she expects you to move, okay? Because she said,
Amen.
she came to me and she said, listen, I know your story, but you need to let everybody else know the story. The journey that you've been on this on your own. but you need to ignite and let people know what's going on. I would love to have you in this book. And here I am in my head. Who wants to
Yes.
hear my story? And immediately she said, "Get out of your head and let's put it in the book." And that's how I started, because coming when I first came into this country, my thing was to get all the education that I need. But
Yes.
at a time, you know, coming from a different country, everybody look at you a certain way and speak to you in a certain way. And
Yes.
I wanted to make
True.
sure I can have what I need to further along my life, but I didn't
Mhm.
get the help. So with the book, I got the opportunity to share my story and let people understand my journey, where my journey start, and how you can remove all the obstacles just by pushing forward. Find your purpose and
Right.
focus on it.
Wow, that's what's up. That's what's up. Find your purpose, focus forward. I always say our story is our power, and our power is our story. And
Yeah.
so that's so phenomenal, both you ladies, to share what you just shared about how you became a part of the book. And the way I became a part of the book was pretty much similar in that Madam Shirley kind of knows my story a bit, and she offered me the opportunity to be a part of it. And I said, I'm going to make this happen because, as both of you know, my mom passed this past year, and it was really, really a struggle. And some days it's still a struggle. And so it was like, am I ready to take on this project? But here's the thing that I realized, and I was talking to Madam Shirley one day, and she was saying, sis, we need you. You can't give up, because I was ready. I was ready to cash my chips in, you know. I was ready to cash my chips in, and
Yep.
and she walked me through, and she talked me through, and she prayed for me and prayed with me, and those things really helped me. And I said, I'm going to do this because my mother would want me to go on with my life, because my mother would always say that you have to get up and you have to go on with your life. You can't let things stop you that knock you down. You have to always get back up and go on with your life. And Madam Shirley kind of echoed what my mother said, and it gave me the ignition to continue to stay in the race. And so that's how I became a part of the book. And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful because we are in this book. What, nine of us, are in this amazing book, and every woman in this book is a powerhouse in her own right. So that's great. So Camille, can you tell us a bit about your story and your journey that you kind of share in the book, but don't give too much away because we got to launch this thing, right?
Well, so let me tell you a little bit about, just a little bit. So I grew up in Jamaica, and as a child, food was a problem for me. And, when you're little, you shouldn't have to be figuring that stuff out, right? And I had to. I had two younger brothers that I had to make sure that they were taken care of. But as I grow and learn that I have to be the one to step up,
Yes.
I found out my purpose when I was in Jamaica. That's how I
Hmm.
found what my purpose was, to feed the needs of others. When I came here in the United States, the same thing that was happening in my country, I see it with the kids that I was taking care of. And I'm like, this is not real. This is America. We shouldn't have children that are hungry. We shouldn't have
Hmm.
children that don't have food, clothes, and shelter. We shouldn't have that. And as a young person, I didn't know any better because I was taught by my grandmother is to provide the needs of others. So I didn't know that it wasn't normal for me to just take my check and go purchase food and bring it to the school and give it away. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that I was doing ministry until I was told that, because I thought it was normal because I grew up seeing it. So I don't want to give away too much. I want them to dive into this book and learn about our stories and enhance their stories so they can go out and write their own book.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I hope everyone out there, I hope you have your notepads and your pens. I always tell people, come on in and get in where you fit in because I've always got room around my table for you. And take notes because note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers, but you got to take them notes to implement those notes and put them into action. And you definitely want to hear everything that these ladies got to say. So, Pastor Dorothy, can you tell us a bit about your story, but don't give too much away, right? So that our viewers can really also get a feel of the heart of what you've shared.
Well, my situation was debt, and I was like $75,000 in debt, praying to get out of debt, but not doing anything about getting out of debt. And short story, my brother had gotten in trouble, and I had a leaky roof that I was trying to put money together so I could do the roof. So to show you how bad it was, I didn't have a
Mhm.
credit card I could use to put a roof on the house. And I didn't want to hear nothing about what was going on with him. I didn't want to hear anything. But guess what? God began to talk to me, and God began to tell me the money that I had in the bank to use it for him. So you know what you know what I said? Devil, get behind me! Are you kidding me? But the thing of it is when God has something He wants you to do, He will let you know that it's Him talking. And when I called the lawyer asked for exactly the exact amount of money I had in the bank, and I was obedient. I did what I
Mhm.
was supposed to do. Within 6 months, I got a bonus from the job that I wasn't even expected that paid the whole bill for the roof. Okay.
Awesome.
And from there, I just decided I was fearful about the money. Okay. So I had to stop being fearful about losing that $2,500 I had in the bank and
Mhm.
get a little faith, and
Yes,
let
yes.
faith push me forward. So that's what I did. So after that, it was like, okay, Lord, this is what I need. This is what I need to do. I got $75,000 in debt. God told me go get 20 more $1,000 in debt. Girl, I was like, what? I can't hardly pay this 75,000. But I was obedient. I was
Yes.
obedient to what he said. Okay. Was I was a little afraid or what have you, but I wasn't so afraid that I would not do what God had asked me to do. Okay. When people say they don't know the voice of God, just stay there long enough quiet, and let me tell you something, you'll hear him and you'll know that it's him. So I just did what I was supposed to do. And let me tell you something, when God showed up, he showed out. He showed out. I won't tell you the story of what I had to do in between
Don't
to
tell
get
them.
it
Don't
all.
tell them.
No,
Woo,
no.
woo,
Don't tell
woo.
them. Don't
But
tell them.
but in the book, are you telling people in the book about that story?
Yeah, I'm telling them about the story, but I'm walking them through the journey that I had to go on. And it's so strange. I want to say this. A young man came to do some work for me yesterday. And I started sharing my story with him. He was here an hour past the time he should have been here, listening to that story. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I can implement that. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Man, I was worried. I just came to Chicago a year ago. I didn't know what to do. I don't have no money. Oh God, you know what?" And I was like, "No, you need to go back to work. I got to send you out of
Yes,
here." So I
yes.
know that the story that I share is relevant to
Mhm.
someone.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And like Camille says, God is always working on us, to help elevate us. And so I'd like all of you to step out on faith and help elevate this book to the next level because we're getting ready to do our campaign and we're going to tell you guys about the campaign later. But what I'd like you to do for us now is go ahead and tag 10 people, 10 people, tag 10 people that you know, and invite them to this broadcast, because there's going to be a word that comes out of somebody's mouth. I don't know who mouth is going to be, that's designed just for someone who is either having a struggle, having a challenge with something, and maybe feeling hopeless. And somebody's going to say something that's going to help them. Somebody's going to say something that's going to help you in some kind of way. So I challenge you, go ahead and tag 10 people. Tell them to come and check the show out. I don't care if you pick up the phone, call them. We use our phones for everything. Pick up the phone, call, and say, look, the fabulous Camille and the amazing Pastor Dorothy Mae Ross is on the Lotus Riché Ignite Show, and they got some stuff to tell you about how you could step out of fear into faith by really harnessing the empowered me. So, with that being said, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna go to our third question of the day, um, and then begin to share some other little tidbits with you, and then we're gonna tell you another way of how you can connect with us and make sure you get that book. So we'll be right back.
You know how so many people look on the outside for something that they feel can change their life and make their life better, but they never really find it. And they never really find it because it's really on the inside of them. And we wonder why we look outside when it's inside. Maybe because nobody ever directed us to the power that lies within each and every one of us. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Riché, and I am so happy to be a part of this new anthology coming your way in 2023 called The Empowered Me, spearheaded by Mrs. Shirley Murphy from Nigeria, Africa. There are a full, powerful array of wonderful authors from all around the world that has gathered together to come to you and bring you this amazing book that's designed to uplift you, to inspire you, and to empower you to really find the power within. So be sure to get our new book coming your way in January 2023, The Empowered Me. We want to help you be empowered too. I'll see you on the other side of the power.
That's right. That's right. The empowered me. So we're going to go back to you, Dr. Pastor Dorothy Mae Ross. We want to know, how have you become empowered? And why is it so important to share your story with other people?
You know, you I know you've heard the cliche, if I did it, you can do it too. Okay. And even with people that are millionaires or what have you, that are out here coaching us and teaching us various things, they say the same thing. Hey, you know what? I did it. If I did it, you can do it too. And I used to shake my head. What are they talking about? No, 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 no. But it actually is true. And the reason why I say that, because I was empowered to step out of a space where I was really fearful of taking a chance to do anything. And when I put that fear to rest and I began to work to do what it is that I desire to do. One was to come out of debt. One was to be financially free. One, I wanted to pay off all of my husband's debt. I wanted to have money set aside so I could help my children to begin to build their careers outside of their 9 to 5 jobs and stuff. So I started working on that. I forgot about being fearful how much money I would lose. And I just said, you know what, Lord, I'm all in. Okay. So I need you to give me the plan. So every day I'd write down what it is I wanted to do. And then underneath there, I would write down exactly what it would take for me to make that happen. And I would give it a date. I always put a date on it. Okay. So I need to get this done by this date. I don't care if it's a year. Okay. And we actually all should have a 1 year plan for our personal lives. What do we want to do? Where do we see ourselves going? So I was empowered by that. I wanted to be able to travel without having to worry about where the money was going to come from. Because most of the girlfriends that I had, they lived in other states. Okay. So, the usually the only time you go anywhere is when you set money aside for a vacation. So guess what? I was tired of Wisconsin Dells because that's where we always go here. And I was tired of Las Vegas. I didn't want to go there no more. I want to travel. Okay. So I needed money to travel. And God made that happen because I had a listening ear.
Awesome. That's awesome. I love it. And I urge you, take notes, because someone else has experienced this. Somebody out there has and you might not voice it. And Pastor, I thank you for your transparency, because when we look at our finances, we want to hide the fact that we've had challenges in finance, but you are being so transparent with that, because that's how we heal. That's how we overcome. Woo-wee! If you love what you're hearing so far, put a number 10 in the comment. Put a number 10 in the comment. And please, whenever you come in, let us know what city and state you're coming in from, or even what country you're coming in from, so we can shout you out. So I have the pleasure of asking the fabulous one herself the same question. How have you become empowered, and why is it so important to share your story with others around the world?
So for me, I was always afraid of sharing my story because of the effect that I was worried about that would happen to my family. And I decided, hey, it's my story. And I need people to know that we all have struggles. And just like Pastor Dorothy said, we go through some things. And the part that's hard is when you start focusing on what other people is saying and not focusing on your purpose and embracing the purpose that God gave you. So growing up, once I realized there was something making me different from everybody else, I've been planting seeds in the life of others for over 25 years. And the seeds that I plant is to make sure that you, yes, you, the person that's watching this now, can remember that we plant seeds in the life of others so they could go out and make a difference. And every person that I've met, every child that I've met and I've cared for and I've helped and I've embraced, my purpose, the smile on their face of gratitude is like, whoa. And the calls that you get from the parent said, if it wasn't for you, my child wouldn't have been here. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have learned this about my child. Or as simple stuff as going to school that people take granted of. We all have a purpose, and we need to embrace that. We need to reach out and teach each other. My grandmother always said, if you haven't been there, you can't teach it. I have been there, I have traveled that road, and I'm here to teach anybody who wants to learn. Each one teach one. We grow, we learn. Don't keep your story for yourself. Embrace your purpose and go out and focus and make a difference, make an impact in the world. Tell the story that's inside of you so we can elevate each other. I don't know about you, but
Yes, elevate, elevate and celebrate. Don't debate, elevate and celebrate. If you're loving this, go ahead and put an EL, elevate, elevate and celebrate. I love that, lady. So let's get to our number 4. How have you both become so empowered? And why is it important to share your story with others? Is number 3. But this is number 4. And I'm not asking the guests, I'm asking you, the audience, the viewers worldwide. Take a moment to share how it's happened for you. We want to know, okay? Our viewers, we want to know from you, what have you done? And so I'm going to circle back around while you're putting that in the comment. And I thank you for all your comments. And we're going to go to some of your comments here in a moment. But I want to go right back to Pastor Ross, because Pastor Ross, this morning I sent a message out. And the message was, okay, what have you done in our group? You know, I sent this message out. Like, basically, what have you done to help promote your book, your business, your whatever is important to you? Um, what have you done to promote that? And that's a part of being empowered. So, Pastor Ross, would you please give our viewers one key component that you did today to empower your brand, your business, your life, and or someone else?
Well, believe it or not, have not done it yet. Getting ready to do it right now. And one of the things that I want to say that is we all get inspired to do things, but just being inspired it's just not enough. Okay, we got
That's
to
right.
take that inspiration
Yep.
and let it take us to our destination, you know.
Yes.
So that means that in between there has to be some action taking, there has to be a plan or something. So that brings me to the fabulous Camille. I remember when I started my show, Porch Talk Live, and you know, I just didn't want to do it by myself. I knew I would do it, but I needed to do it. And I talked to her, and it wasn't supposed to be long term, but she came on and she started working with me, and it became a long term thing with us, you know. And from that, we began to build a relationship. I didn't really know Camille. Camille didn't really know me, but we started talking and started doing things together. And I started asking her opinion about things. So that helped to empower me as well. Because sometimes
Yes.
we're waiting on someone else to help us to cross the
Mhm.
finish line, okay? And we just can't get there. So I
Right.
heard a story say that this guy, he hurt his leg getting to the
Mhm.
finish line, and he was crawling trying to get there. And they looked over into the grandstand, and his dad was running through the crowd to get to him. And he couldn't get to the finish line, but his dad ran out on the field, grabbed him, picked him up, and carried him across the finish line. And that is what some of us need in order to be
Exactly.
empowered to do what it is that we need to do. We need
Exactly.
help.
Exactly. And I love that. And Shirley Murphy said, God sure knows how to make everything work out for our good. And sometimes we have to reach out, okay, so that someone even knows we need help. A lot of times we tuck away the fact that we are in dire straits and nobody knows that we need help. And so they can't help what they can't hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So fabulous. Um, you're next. You're next. Talk to us.
So I realized that I had to embrace who I am because I've been working in secret, just my husband and I, and taking care of these children and feeding them. And we've been doing this for over 25 years. We never shared it with anyone because the first thing, I don't want anybody to come and say, well, why are you doing that? Because people have asked some real dumb question.
Mhm.
And you have to look at them and say, why not? If I can impact and make a difference in one child, and that one child can go out and do the same thing to another child. It's
Yes.
like each one teach one. Don't
Yep.
wait for Joseph to help you. Don't wait for Deborah. Oh, Deborah is going to feed her and Jackie's going. No, If you can do it, you do it. The simple stuff. My husband plants a garden, and every time he reaps something, he goes
Yes.
to the neighbors. Everybody knows him. He knock, he hand them a bag of food.
Yep.
You don't know what's going on with your neighbor. Talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just sit down and look and wait. Make a difference in the world.
Wow.
We need it more than ever. We need to know what's
Yes.
going on with her. Make
Yes.
a phone call with with
Yes.
with Pastor Dorothy. When she called me and said, "Okay, I'm gonna do this. Do you want?" I didn't have to hesitate. I didn't hesitate. I said, "When are we starting? What do I need to do?" So with my stuff that I do, I'm posting every day. Last night, the last post that I post was a picture of us being here today. I
Mm-hmm.
did all over the social media.
Yep.
I talked about it this morning. Why? Because we need to empower each other.
Exactly.
We need to do that. We need to step out of our own way and
Yes.
help the next person. And if we can do that the right way, this world that we have will be so much better. Get out of that selfish me, and quit saying I'm trying. Stop the trying and just let's do it. That's my
Yes. I
belief.
love it. I love it.
Let's
I
just do
love it.
it.
That's great. That's great. And if you believe that we need to stop the trying and step into do, go ahead and put in capital letters do in the comment block. Put do in the comment block because it's time out from talking about, oh, I can or I might. We need to step into action. We need to ignite and take flight in every area of our life, not because we think we are able, but because we know that we can. And so, with no further ado, I want to thank each and every one of you for being on. And I want to take a few of the comments from a few of our listeners around the world. From the Philippines, we have someone, Miss K. She's saying each story is unique. We won't know how many lives will touch and change unless we share our stories with others. These always be someone will inspire and empower, and someone to inspire and empower us. Okay, so basically, it's like a boomerang effect. What we put out, we get back. And that's similar to what the fabulous one and Pastor Dorothy Mae Ross was saying. And then Phyllis Weaver from North Carolina says, I created a business as a result of my health journey and written a book based on those methods I used to reverse my health. That's one of them. Miss Phyllis, Coach P, that's I think that's what you're also affectionately known by. Coach P, go ahead and put the name of the book in the comment because you shared that you created a book. What is the book about? I think it's about diabetes. So let us know. And don't hesitate, folks. If you have a challenge with diabetes, definitely connect with Coach P and let her help you along your journey. And so I also see another comment from the amazing Charlene Sparks. She said, this is so beautiful and amazing. Do it, ladies. You all are impacting every day. And yes, we are. And so are you with Women with Vision. And we see Marae Tulakima all the way from Australia. She said D-O. And she said, just do it. Just do it. Stop giving excuses. Don't make excuses to fail. Give yourself every reason to win, as I always say. Okay. And then I want to go up and pull. We got Hampton, Virginia. We got Sister Powell from the UK. She's in the house. And also, I want to ask the two of you ladies. Shirley Murphy said, write it down and put a date on it is a great tool to achieving our goals. I know for the Bible readers, the Bible says write it down and make it plain. So I'm going right to you first, Pastor, and then right to the fabulous one. Why is it so essential for us when we are empowering ourselves from the inside out or even empowering someone else? Why is it so essential for us to tell them to write things down?
Well, the verse you're talking about is Habakkuk 2:2, and it says, write the vision, make it plain that he who reads it will run with it. Okay. But guess what? You're the first one that need to read it. Okay.
Exactly.
Many times we get ideas and we don't write it down. And we know at some point it was a great idea, but you just can't remember what it was and you wish you had wrote it down. So, one of the things that I tell people that I work with, my children, get a journal, go to the dollar store, get a book, okay, and begin to write it down. So, last night, one of my spiritual daughters gave me a journal. So the first thing I did was went into the book and I wrote, "This is the year
Mhm.
2023." God gave me a word for the year and it said gathering. So I wrote that in
Mhm.
there, gathering. So
Mhm.
what am I gathering? I'm gathering information. I'm gathering friends. Okay. I'm gathering more finances. I'm gathering friendship. There's so much that I'm gathering. But then again, what have I
Mhm.
already gathered? Okay. I've gathered the same identical things because I took the time last year to write it down. I write down if I've got any concerns, any challenges, any problems, if I want to celebrate joyful things, I write it in that book. And guess what? Sometimes I go back and I read the pages, and whatever my concern or what have you, I find out it's gone. And I'm like, dang, when
Mhm.
did that happen? When did that go away? Okay. Or I'll read something and I was like, man, that was nostalgic. Did I really write that? I write that, you know. So we need to see for ourselves, okay? You got an idea or you want to do something, or even if you
Mhm.
want to say something, write it down, okay? So that at some point in time you can go back and you can review it, okay?
I love that. I love that. That's powerful, folks. I hope you all wrote that down because that's really, really powerful. Really powerful. And Miss Charlene says that yes, I remember when I wrote my first book, Step Up, Step Out, and Reclaim. As most of you know, I was so introverted, and it wasn't until I wrote it out that I realized why I was so scared to speak. To God be the glory. Boldness is key. And Miss Camille, what do you have to say about that? Just do it, y'all.
So
Just do it.
just do it. So I've looked back at 2000, 2017, 2002, 2015, 2000. Every year I put in something at the first of the year and what I want and what I know that God's going to give me. And it's amazing when you write it out and you say it out loud and you say it out loud. Some at one time I used to sit up and in the middle of the night I say, "Okay, Father, I know you have a plan for me, but can you put this in the plan because I think this is what I want." And I start laughing myself, and my husband would look over and said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Shh, shh, I'm waiting for God to reply." But it is so true when you write it down. And I was very bad at that. I did not like writing. Okay. But now, every time I look at the stuff that I asked for and I wrote it down and it came, I said, "Oh, so that's all I have to do." I write it down, put a date to it, and boom, he bring it to me. So, okay, go ahead, Father. I got this. So my husband now, he says, "You need to ask for a lot more than the little bit of stuff that you asking for. Cause we got a lot of kids to feed."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So write
And
it down,
so
please.
it's without question that note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers.
Change
But we
maker.
got to write these notes down and put them into action. We can't sit on them. We got to move into action. And that is how we become the empowered me. So, Pastor Ross, can you tell us how people can get the book from you? Because I know this book is coming out. First of all, tell us a little bit about When is the book going to launch? When is the book going to launch?
2 days.
It's gonna launch any day now.
Any day now.
Any day now.
On the 6th.
So it doesn't matter when it's going to launch. What matters is that you pre-order your book today. Okay.
Yes.
And if you go to my website, you will find at Dorothy May Ross Fun, FUN, you will find where you can pre-order your book today. Okay. And all of my contact information is there on the page as well. And everybody knows you can contact me by email at womenrockinglife@gmail.com. Okay. So I'm excited about the book. I'm excited about what the book is going to do. But I want to say something real quickly. Don't ever let anyone tell you what you can or you cannot do. Okay. No one knows what's on the inside of you and what you're capable of doing. And sometimes we get so excited about what it is we want to do that we share it with the wrong people. And those people, as my sons say, are dream killers. They take those dreams, they kill them, and they bury them somewhere. Okay. Never to be heard of again. Don't let people do that to you. If you got a dream or you got a vision for your life, whether it's writing a book, doing a podcast, whatever it is, find somebody that is doing exactly what you're doing. Okay. And then talk to them about it. Get the encouragement and the inspiration you need from someone that's already doing it. Now, I'm not telling you to go to the $1 million people because they may not respond, but there are other people that on the same level you on, or maybe just a little bit higher, that's doing exactly what you're doing, and they're waiting on you to come and talk to them. Thank
All
you.
right, fantastic. And Phyllis Weaver says, no one has the vision that God has given you.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to add, but you. So just do it. Miss Camille, the fabulous one, can you tell us how people can connect with you and get your book? And even if they need to DM you to get it, please share with them now.
So, you guys know I'm all over social media. But if you want my book, you could go to my website at justfabulouscare.com, or you could go to jfcforyou.com, or just DM me or text me. How about this? If you text me at 407-489-5738, we'll have a conversation and I give you all the information you need. Just remember, as you go out today, your story is very important. God put us on this earth for a purpose and a reason. We will never know sometime the reason why He put us here. But as the season grow, we will all evolve and learn more. So take time out, find your purpose, focus on your purpose, and do what God put you on this earth to do, being a blessing to others. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm loving it. And so, to all our viewers, we love you, we appreciate you, and we're so thankful that you're loving this conversation. And we encourage you to please stay inspired and be empowered. And for those of you that are looking to grab my book, you can get my book. Go right to my page. You can go to www.lotusigniteshoe.com. You can go there and go ahead and hit me up and say, hey, Dr. Lotus, I want to get my book before it even comes out. And we'll reserve you a copy and get that book to you just as soon as it launches. And make sure you join us. Make sure you join us on the launch day. The launch is going to start, I believe it's on the 27th, right,
Yes.
ladies? On the 27th at 10 a.m. So I would say at 9:50, make sure you're on Amazon. Make sure you're chiming in. Make sure you get that ebook. And help us be a #1 international best-selling anthology book, because it takes every one of you to help every one of us to get where all of us are trying to go. And that is to help someone around the world become the best person that they could ever be by being empowered from deep within. So until we meet again, I look forward to seeing you next time. And thank you to both of my amazing, amazing, amazing guests here today. Any final words, Pastor Dorothy?
All I have to say is, you know what? Take time out, as they say, to smell the roses. Okay, we're all working hard in our businesses. We're starting the year off, and a lot of us are starting off. We're running, 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 trying to get things done. But take the time out to do a little self care. Take care of yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. So take 10 minutes out every day from that busy schedule of yours and just sit back and relax. Turn on some music, grab a cup of coffee or something, and just bring it down, okay? Because one thing that I know, the more calmer you are, the more excited you are, guess what? The more you get done. So take time out for you. It's a me time.
I'm loving that. Thank you, Pastor. I appreciate you saying that. That's powerful stuff. Go ahead and put a P in the comment because you know that's powerful. Okay. And any final words from you, Miss Fabulous?
It's simple. We all have a purpose in life, and we have a responsibility to make a difference in other people's life. So don't wait around. Just do it. Impact the world and let the world know that you are your brother and your sister keeper, and you make a difference one person at a time. Stay blessed, stay safe, and stay absolutely fabulous.
Awesome. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So thank you so much to both of my guests. And I would say to all of you, we thank you. We appreciate you. And we're sending you some love. Make sure you join us as we launch our new book, The Empowered Me, because this book is definitely where you want to be in this new year. And for the best of your life and for the rest of your life, you must be empowered. So don't forget, go right there and you can reserve your copy of my new book. And I see all of you. I want to thank you from all over the world. We just appreciate you, and we have you in mind, and we look forward to meeting the challenge of being the #1 international best-selling author. So until we meet again, be blessed and don't stress. And remember to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. Why? Because you can. I'll see you next time here on the Lotus Riché and Night Show. And don't forget to check me out on 15 Minutes of Success, where I'll be having 2 upcoming great guests this week at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Friday, you want to make sure you're there, and definitely Wednesday, be there to show that you care. Talk to you soon, and have a great Empowered You day. Take care. You know how so many people look on the outside for something that they feel can change their life and make their life better, but they never really find it? And they never really find it because it's really on the inside of them. And we wonder why we look outside when it's inside. Maybe because nobody ever directed us to the power that lies within each and every one of us. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Riché, and I am so happy to be a part of this new anthology coming your way in 2023 called The Empowered Me, spearheaded by Mrs. Shirley Murphy from Nigeria, Africa. There are a full, powerful array of wonderful authors from all around the world that has gathered together to come to you and bring you this amazing book that's designed to uplift you, to inspire you, and to empower you to really find the power within. So be sure to get our new book coming your way in January 2023.
the empowered me. We want to help you be empowered too. I'll see you on the other side of the power.
All right. So we appreciate you. We'll see you next time on the show. And with no further ado, make sure you let us know what type of broadcast you want and visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and all the social media platforms on the planet. Take care.
Thank you for watching the show. And remember, always follow us on Facebook. Like and share, and make sure you tag a friend and let them know that you care. Let us know what other type of shows you'd like us to present for you.